Hello, and welcome to another Arms Ranked video. Today we've got 5 really good ones, because they're all Mechanica, every single one of them. And not to mention 2 pretty big names in a row. We've got Gabi Katz, who's pretty famous for being a 6-year-old arms master, and then Maliv, who is also just a pretty well-known Mechanica player. So let's start with this first one. So right off the bat, she goes ahead and shields. I go to my go-to combo of just nade and Slamamander. It gets reflected. I'm just getting pounded here. Lots of jumping in my face. Managed to hit her with a Slamamander though. So, kinda awkward when you fight another person who has super armor because you trade a lot of hits, but it's mostly just me getting hit here. So I shield. She has a really awkward angle grab, but that was also a really good read. Just trying to stay behind that pillar there because she doesn't have anything that can go around it. And the clapback, like, kinda surprising here. How it basically makes a 90-degree turn and comes to get me. I didn't know it could do that, so... Luckily the full rush doesn't connect, but I've only got a sliver of health left, so probably not going to last much longer. In fact, I get hit by my own reflected attack. So round 2 I switched to double Slamamander because super armor basically negates explosion, and I don't think a heavy arm's going to help much against this. We don't need bigger arms if we want to deal with a huge shield in your face. Also finally get one of these pillars out of the way. I kinda thought she was gonna shield. I think I, during the match, thought she was shielding more than she actually did. So we just both miss grabs. We do manage to land the rush on her, sending her up to the top. And she combos the electric. That was also a very good rush. But luckily it doesn't fully combo out because I landed in the top area. So I'm kinda nervous now because now we're about even in health, meaning she could very easily make a comeback from you having a huge disadvantage. So I think I was planning on rushing, but luckily I'm able to hit her with a Slamamander before the round ends, which makes me take the win for the second round. I'm not so lucky in the third round though. The stage is more open and she's adapted a bit better. I do get a grab. I don't know if it was a lucky read or if it was just a bad reaction or what. I'm trying to stay away from her because it seems like she's trying to get as close as possible. We've both got rushes, so the tension's kind of high. I think this is one of the big mind games of this game is if you use your rush, so this was another part, like the clapback makes a 90-degree turn and I didn't know it could do that. But that's another part of just surprise rush, lack of knowledge, since hardly anyone uses the clapback honestly. Just soaking up all that damage. Anyways, I was saying, when 2 people both have rushes, it's a pretty, suspenseful situation. Yola Grab lands, and she combos for the win. Because whenever you both have rush, if you use your rush, you'll be at a disadvantage unless it lands, meaning the only reason you might need to use your rush is if it'll finish the round off. Anyway, so I go for the get up or startup grab, but it doesn't work out. She jumps over it. Playing around these pillars, they don't really last very long and they're being destroyed pretty frequently. Trying to stay away from her at the least because there's pretty much no escaping once she gets up close. You're going to take damage unless you get lucky and block. So that was a good rush, but luckily I was able to escape about half the damage. Also luckily that Slamamander hit. She almost made a comeback, so I figured I could make a comeback this round, but alas. I stick with this combo because it's really the only thing that seems to be working. I think boomerangs would have worked better in hindsight because they have a wider arc. I do manage to hit her with the rush, so 350 damage is pretty big. Thing hits the pillar. Trying to stay away, but it's not working. And I think this is, yet again, I haven't learned with the rushes because I jump away and again the clapback makes like a 90-degree turn and hits me. And whenever I first played this match, I didn't even see the clapback. I think if I hadn't punched, I might have been able to escape all the damage there. Grab kind of misses. I do manage to knock her out though with a rush. Take the second round. But that's not the end. I think if I had gone for the startup grab, it would have hit this time. I was kind of expecting a grab. My shield's basically dead, so if I try to shield anything, it's gonna break. It's almost lucky that my arm broke, actually, because it refreshed my shield. This one, the clapback didn't make as huge of a turn, and she's able to get the full rush combo instead of just the clapback. Basically destroyed me this round. Has taken hardly any damage. And unfortunately the other Slamamander doesn't even hit, so not a full rush combo. Next tip wins, and you know, not much I could have done there. So, those were some good games. And next we encountered another player named Malieve. He plays a lot more defensively than Gabi, but more punishing, I guess. Or less, maybe by defensively I mean he's less in your face, but he's still pretty aggressive. So that Slapamander is giving me a lot of trouble. My back's against the wall, so there's not really anywhere I can go. And that Slapamander, I'm wondering why it keeps hitting me, but the Slapamander keeps hitting me except when I trade with it. Even though it really looks like it completely missed there, it nicked me out of sight. And he gets the read of the grab, but I survive with a sliver of health left. Obviously not gonna last long. Just trying to stay alive, but manages to get me. So there goes round one. I switched to the Kablammer because I thought, well, I'm not really charging my arms anyway, so might as well just try to power through his. Not much else I could have done. Maybe if I throw the Kablammer, it would have negated one hit of that. Or maybe if I had rushed, it could have gone through, but I think the Kablammer doesn't have a big enough rush to have actually worked in that situation. Grab gets me. And I don't land a rush. Just soaking up damage thanks to super armor too. He gets another grab read, or more like non-reaction for me. Don't even do anything to stop the grab. So that was game one. This is game two. Switch to the roaster figuring. Maybe I'll actually be able to get a knockdown because it's fire instead of explosion. And Slapamander hits me again, and also somehow knocks down my roaster, I think. No, it was just the knockdown that knocked it down. So now that the pillar's gone, there's not much else I can hide behind, except the 3 other pillars. I'm getting a few more hits in. We're close to even in health right now. Unfortunately, once again, it's just more of a non-reaction for me where I just don't do anything. And that was a really good grab. I couldn't have done anything about that. And that was a really good read. Once again with a sliver of health left. All these grabs coming out. But he finishes me off with a slap. So I switched to double roaster because I figured a couple hammers too slow, it's not going to hit. I can at least trade. Unfortunately, he's able to hit me with the rush, as you saw. I tried to trade out his rush because I thought I'd be able to win that trade, so I'm not sure why I didn't win it, actually. And that Slapamander is just giving me tons of problems. I think he doesn't get a perfect, but he almost gets perfect. If it weren't for that one hit there, he would have gotten a perfect. So that was the second round of the second game. In this game I switched to the Hydra thinking maybe it'll be fast enough to hit him, but he usually knocks it out of the air. I also switched to Slamamander because I thought if his Slapamander is giving me a lot of trouble, maybe if I switch to the same arm of the same type, it could give him equally as much trouble. But he's usually able to dodge out of the way of it. That was a pretty lucky grab, I'd say, because I was dodging one way and might have dodged the grab, but then I immediately dodged the other way. And also another thing I'm wondering is, it seems like the Slamamander just completely flew by him. Well, usually his doesn't seem to do that for me, except in these instances where it is. It's pretty bad stage awareness there. I think I kept trying to dodge backwards, but there was a block behind me. Didn't realize that. This Funchuck's also giving me a lot of trouble, since if I try to dodge backwards from the Slapamander, the Funchuck will get me. But if I try to dodge sideways, the Slamamander or Slapamander will get me. So, manages to nick me with the Funchuck and take the first round. Second round, maybe, not so much lucky. I just switched to double Hydra thinking, well, worth a shot, I guess. I don't really have anything to lose. That was a good rush. I left a pretty big opening. If you get close and you punch, there's not much you can do to defend from a rush. Unless it's like a dragon rush or something, because those are pretty slow. So I start actually shielding instead of just trying to dodge, because it seems to not be working at all. Until then. Jumping didn't work. I am able to hit him with a rush. He escapes it, but I think that was just because of range. And again, dodging backwards doesn't work. The block blocks the punch. And he's just grinding away at me. I'm soaking up all that damage. So, that was the end of that. It was an honor to fight these two, but at the same time it's kinda depressing losing 5 games in a row. So, thank you for watching and hope you have a nice day.